There is something I want to ask you, and I want you to really think about it before you answer. When was the last time you sat quietly with yourself, not trying to improve yourself, not planning how to be better, not listing the things you still need to work on, but just sat with yourself the way you would sit with a friend you already love? Hi, friends. Welcome back to English with Moon. I'm glad you're here tonight. Tonight, I want to talk about something that I think many of us carry without realizing it. A quiet, persistent belief. A feeling that sits underneath everything else. The feeling that we are broken, that we need fixing. And I want to gently, honestly, push back on that. We live in a world that is very good at telling us what is wrong with us. Not always cruelly, not always loudly, but constantly. Buy this, and you will be more confident. Learn this skill, and you will be more valuable. Follow this routine, and you will finally be the person you were supposed to be. The message is everywhere, and it is always the same at its core. You are not quite enough yet, but with a little more effort, a little more discipline, a little more self-improvement, you could be. And I do not think this message is always wrong. Learning and growing and becoming more yourself, these are beautiful things. I believe in them deeply, but somewhere along the way, for many of us, the project of becoming better has turned into something else. It has turned into evidence that we are broken. Every habit we fail to keep, every goal we don't reach, every morning we meant to wake up early and didn't, every conversation where we said the wrong thing, reacted too strongly, needed too much. We collect these moments, we turn them into a story, and the story says, I am a person who needs a lot of work. I want to tell you about someone named Marco. Marco was, by all accounts, a thoughtful person. He read books about psychology. He journaled every morning. He had a therapist he saw twice a month, a meditation app he used every evening, and a running habit he maintained 5 days a week. From the outside, he looked like someone who had it together. But Marco told me something once that stayed with me. He said, I spend so much time trying to fix myself that I've forgotten what it feels like to just be myself. He had turned his inner life into a project, a renovation that never quite finished. There was always something else to work on, another layer to address, another pattern to unlearn. And the cruel thing was, the more he worked on himself, the more broken he felt. Because each new thing he learned about himself revealed another thing that needed attention. He was exhausted, not from the world, from himself. Does that sound familiar? Because I think it is more common than we admit. This quiet exhaustion of always being your own project. This feeling that you cannot simply exist. You must always be working toward a better version of yourself. I want to make a distinction here because I think it matters. There is a difference between growing and fixing. Growing comes from a place of wholeness. It says, I am already enough, and I am also becoming. I am curious about myself. I want to understand the patterns that hurt me so I can choose differently. I want to learn new things, not because I am lacking, but because life is interesting and I am interested in it. Fixing comes from a different place. It says, there is something wrong with me that needs to be corrected. I am a problem that needs a solution. I cannot rest until I have addressed all of my flaws. The difference is subtle, but you can feel it. Growing feels like walking towards something in the light. Fixing feels like running from something in the dark. And the problem with always trying to fix yourself is that it keeps you in a permanent state of brokenness. Because the premise of fixing is that something is broken. And if you are always fixing, if there is always another thing to work on, then you never get to arrive at the place where you are whole. The fixing never ends. The moon does not fix itself. When it is a crescent, it does not strain to become full. When it disappears into darkness, it does not panic. It does not hire someone to help it improve its luminosity, or write in a journal about how it keeps failing to shine consistently. It simply moves through its phases. And we look up at every one of them, the crescent, the half, the full, the dark, and we call them beautiful. All of them. We do not say the crescent moon is broken. We do not say the waning moon is failing. We understand intuitively that this is what the moon does, that its nature includes all of these phases, that it is whole in every single one of them. What would it mean to offer yourself that same understanding? To look at the difficult parts of you, the ones you have been trying to fix for years, and say, this is also part of my nature, not a flaw to be corrected, a phase, a texture, a part of the whole. Not everything difficult about you is wrong. Some of it is just you. A researcher named Kristen Neff has spent her career studying self-compassion. And what she has found again and again is this: the people who treat themselves with the most kindness, who speak to themselves the way they would speak to a close friend, are not the people who stop growing. They are the people who grow the most. Because when we feel fundamentally broken, we have very little energy left for real change. We are spending all of our resources on shame, on the constant hum of not being enough. But when we feel fundamentally okay, when we can hold our own struggles with gentleness instead of judgment, something different becomes possible. We can look at our patterns honestly without being destroyed by what we see. We can make changes from a place of care rather than self-punishment. We can try again after we fail, because failing does not mean we are broken. It means we are human. Self-compassion is not self-indulgence. It is not letting yourself off the hook. It is not deciding that nothing matters. It is treating yourself as someone who matters, as someone worth caring for, as someone whose struggles are real and whose efforts deserve to be seen. And I want to say what that actually looks like in practice, because self-compassion can sound abstract until it doesn't. It looks like noticing when you have made a mistake, and instead of immediately spiraling into self-criticism, pausing for a moment and asking, what would I say to a friend who had just done this same thing? And then saying that to yourself instead. It looks like speaking to yourself in the privacy of your own mind, with the same basic respect you would offer a stranger, not with unconditional praise, but without contempt. It looks like, when you are struggling, not adding to the struggle by deciding that struggling is further proof of your inadequacy. It looks like recognizing that whatever you are going through, whatever you are trying to change, whatever you keep failing at, you are not uniquely broken. Other people struggle with this too. This is part of being human. And part of being human is being worthy of care, even while struggling. That last part is the most important. You do not have to earn the care by fixing the struggle first. The care comes first, and then from within the care, the change becomes possible. Marco, the man I told you about, eventually stopped. Not growing, not trying, but fixing. He didn't do it all at once. It happened slowly. A conversation with his therapist where she said, "What would happen if you decided, just for this week, to assume you were already okay?" He didn't believe it, but he tried it, and something strange happened. When he stopped approaching himself as a problem to solve, he started to notice things. Small things. The way he genuinely laughed at a joke on a Tuesday afternoon. The way he remembered his friend's birthday without being reminded. The way he sat with his grandmother for an hour and was completely present without thinking about what he needed to work on. These weren't things he had fixed. They were things that had been there all along. He had been so busy cataloging what was wrong that he had stopped noticing what was already right. We do this. We all do this. We become experts in our own flaws and strangers to our own gifts. So let me ask you something. What is already good in you? Not what you are working toward, not what you hope to be. What is already here? I want to suggest something that might feel unusual. What if you tried, just for a while, to treat yourself as someone you are in relationship with, rather than someone you are trying to fix? When you are in a relationship with someone you love, you do not spend all your time cataloging their flaws. You notice their flaws, yes. You are honest about them when it matters. But you also see their gifts. You remember their history. You give them context. You extend patience when they are struggling, because you know they are a whole person, not just a collection of problems. What would it look like to bring that same quality of attention to yourself? To say, I know this person. I know their history, their fears, their genuine efforts. I know what they have survived and what they are still working through. And from that place of knowing, not from a place of judgment, not from the position of a critic who sees only what needs improvement, I am going to relate to them. I am going to notice what they are doing right, not just what they are doing wrong. I am going to extend patience when they struggle, not add to the pile of criticism they are already carrying. I am going to be the kind of presence in their life that makes them feel known, not the voice that makes them feel perpetually insufficient. That person, the one you would be so kind to in a relationship, is you. You are allowed to be in that kind of relationship with yourself, not because it will make you perfect, but because it is the truth of how growth actually works. Before we close, I want to write you a letter. Dear friend, you have been working so hard, not on your job, not on your relationships, on yourself. You have been turning yourself over and over, looking for the thing that needs adjusting, the pattern that needs changing, the part of you that explains why things have felt difficult. And I want to say something to you. You are not a renovation project. You are a person, a whole, complicated, sometimes struggling, sometimes luminous person. And the parts of you that haven't changed yet, the parts you've been trying to fix for years, they are not evidence that you are broken. They are evidence that some things take time, that some patterns run deep, that being human is genuinely difficult, and you are doing it anyway. You are allowed to be in progress without being in crisis. You are allowed to have things you are working on without those things defining whether you are worthy of love or rest or peace right now. You are allowed to sit with yourself tonight, not fixing, not improving, not becoming, just sitting, just being here, just breathing in and out in this imperfect, in progress, already whole body you live in. I see how tired you are, not tired from doing too much, tired from judging yourself for not doing enough. Let me say this plainly. You don't need fixing. You need rest. You need gentleness. You need someone to tell you with real conviction that who you are right now, in this moment, with all of your unfinished edges and your old patterns and your half-kept promises to yourself, is enough. You are enough, not when you have fixed the anxiety, not when you have broken the habit, not when you have become the person you are trying so hard to become. Now, as you are right now, with so much care, Moon. Before I let you go tonight, I want to leave you with 3 small things to carry. The first, there is a difference between growing and fixing. Growing says, I am whole, and I am also becoming. Fixing says, I am broken, and I need to be corrected. One gives you energy, the other takes it. choose the one that gives you energy. The second, you have things in you that are already good. Right now, already. You may not be able to see them because you have been looking too hard at what isn't working, but they are there. Ask someone who loves you if you can't find them yourself. They will know. The third, compassion is not the opposite of growth. It is the condition for it. The kindest thing you can do for the person you are becoming is to be gentle with the person you are right now. Thank you for being here tonight. This is English with Moon, and I am so glad you chose to spend this hour here, gently, quietly, without agenda. If something in tonight's episode felt true for you, share it with someone who might need to hear it too. Tell me in the comments, growing or fixing, which voice have you been listening to lately? I read everyone. And come back soon. There is always more to sit with together. Until then, rest in the fact that you are not broken. You are becoming, and becoming takes time. Good night, friends.